I must ask you to answer directly and positively whether you were in fact a part of the president's legal team as alleged or speculated about.
And a mischievous question. It would have looked as if you are no longer in opposition. To change it from motion to suggestion.
No, suggestion. No, sir. This is a motion. It's not a suggestion, sir. It's a motion, sir, not a suggestion.
Mr. President,
it's a motion.
He cannot do that. President, I'm very grateful.
Was it a motion?
Yeah,
I'm grateful.
Sorry.
Yes, it's a motion.
Motion?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
It's a motion.
So SP told us to ask questions.
It's
Allow
a
us to control. Yes.
If it's a motion, any seconder.
I have your permission. You have recognized me.
Additionally, I want to thank you for reminding my dear brother that there are areas we are leading and we took to run down ourselves. When you reminded him that in this country, a president considered defeat. He didn't start from Ghana. It's important that we keep our records.
Henry Siraki Dixon, Bayelsa West. Mr. President, I have a short question and then a comment. And the question is, Mr. Nominee, seated here as senators of the Federal Republic, with what has been said or written or speculated about, I believe that for the sake of informing the generality of Nigerians, I must ask you to answer directly and positively whether you were in fact a part of the president's legal team as alleged or speculated about, whether in any way, shape, or form you were part of the president's defense or legal team arising from litigations in the last presidential election. That is the question. Then, on the comment, I agree completely with the premise upon which my good friend and colleague, Senator Ningi, the premise upon which he made his comments, which is that INEC, right from the first indigenous chairman, Esua, in the 50s till date, so many professors like you have been appointed. So many jurists have been appointed. And so, being a professor speaks to your scholarship. In your own case, what is, for me, giving some level of comfort is the additional fact that you are, in addition to being a professor of law, you are a senior advocate of Nigeria. And this is the first time a senior advocate, in addition to being a professor, the two combined is being nominated for this office. Why I say I agree with Ningi is because from the resume of your predecessors, there is no lack of scholarship or intellectual capacity or prowess in them at all. The issue has been, as he rightly said, integrity, patriotism, and above all, courage to do the right thing and capacity to be fair. Most of them are first-class scholars. You, at your age, have invested with this responsibility to make Nigeria proud. And look at our neighboring country, Ghana. The general elections they conduct. The last one specifically, presidential election, no litigation. Even before the final vote, the tally was counted, the sitting vice president, who was candidate of the ruling party, called President Mahama now in office and conceded defeat. So even within our West African sub-region, there's no doubt that we are clearly not acting as the giants of Africa when it comes to electoral integrity. So my comment will be,
question.
What will you do differently to write your name in gold to ensure that the results that will be announced will reflect the will of the people, so that everybody will congratulate one another and go and prepare for the next election? That way, Nigeria will renew its leadership and will reinforce our national identity and pride. Elections should not bring us down or make us look small or divide us. And you are aware of the enormous responsibility that history beckons on you. What would you do differently? But like I said earlier, use this opportunity to address the issues that have been speculated, rightly or wrongly, so that you can from now build a foundation of integrity and confidence on the people. Were you a part of the president's legal team or no? Thank you.
Well, a mischievous question. It would have looked as if you are no longer in opposition. But when you mentioned Ghana and other West African countries, they actually borrowed from Nigeria. You are from Bayelsa State, representing a section of Bayelsa. Recall that when the last election was done, even before the final announcement, the then president, Jonathan, who was from Bayelsa, congratulated President Buhari, even before the final election was done. Clearly. And I'm also aware that in 2007, the elections were not very good. That even the person who won came out and said, I must reform the electoral system. And that was late President Yaradua. May his soul rest in peace. He said so himself. And by the time he finished, in 2011, when I contested for second term as a governor, I can tell it was much better. The litigations were less than 30% of what we had in 2007. So I know that as the election improves, not just the participants have confidence to congratulate their opponents. So that's what they are telling him. He should go and he should conduct. Where what? Where what? At that time, PDP was not torn into shreds. No, Senator Ningi, at that time, the PDP was not torn into shreds. But there's no human being that is sane today that can even go to such a platform, because you are going straight into litigation. You are going straight into litigation. So let us not discuss with the incoming chairman of INEC as if we are giving him a clue, because you are going straight into litigations. Who is going to sign your form? Senator Sahabi Yao. Any seconder?
No,
Who?
Mr. President.
Yes.
No, they are overruling you. You said you will give us time to speak. You cannot do that. You are the presiding officer.
So the distinguished Senator Shehu Boba, you may wish to change it from motion to suggestion.
No, suggestion. No, sir. This is a motion. It's not a suggestion, sir. It's a motion, sir, not a suggestion.
Mr. President,
It's a motion.
You cannot do that.
This is a motion.
You've already recognized me to ask
Yes, sir. It's a motion.
Mr. President, you're giving me.
This is a motion. This is a motion.
Mr. President had said that everybody will speak, no matter the time we conclude.
So is there any seconder?
Yes, this is a motion.
Mr. President.
Senator.
It's a motion.
Senator Ome.
Yes,
Yes, Excellency.
DSP.
Senator Ome?
Yes, thank you.
Senator Ome?
Motion. Yeah, it's a motion.
If you...
Mr. President.
no, sorry. Let's finish with Senator Sheuboba.
Yes, sir.
Are you moving a counter motion?
But sir, you have to rule on this motion first.
Motion. We're asking questions.
Sir, you have to rule on this motion.
We expect you to ask questions. You gave the direction, Mr. President. You gave the direction, Mr. President. You should ask questions.
Yes.
Let's do 2 minutes.
There's a motion.
2 minutes.
Yes.
They should not spoil this screening. Mr. President, don't allow them to spoil the screening.
Yes. Sir.
Don't allow them to mess up the screening.
This is a motion.
Don't allow them to mess up the exercise. Yes.
Any
If I move a carton manager, they will defeat it.
Any seconder?
If you defeat it, what is it?
Any seconder? Sorry, Senator Ome, we have our procedures.
Yes.
I'm guided by the procedures. If there is a motion on ground, I must ask if there is a seconder. So if there is a seconder, can you indicate?
Yes.
Senator Isa Jibrin.
Mr. President, point of order.
You're not hearing me.
Point of order. Order 42.
Yes, point of order.
Order 42.
Order 42.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, point of order on privilege. 42.
Come.
Just calm down. Why should they cut us off?
Yeah.
2 more questions, sir. You close.
Distinguished Senator Victor Ome, you know I have a lot of respect for you.
Thank you.
But I have more respect for the rules of the Senate.
Yes, I have point of order too.
The rule of the Senate is that there is a motion on ground. And if there is a motion on ground, please. Senator Olamilekan, there is a motion on ground. You want to second the motion?
Mr. President, very distinguished colleague, Mr. President, very distinguished colleague, I am seconding this motion.
With amendment?
Hello?
With amendment?
Mr. President, I don't think there is any amendment. The motion is so direct that we should allow the nominee who have done excellently well in...
Additionally, I want to thank you for reminding my dear brother that there are areas we are leading and we took to run down ourselves. When you reminded him that in this country, a president considered defeat. He didn't start from Ghana. It's important that we keep our records. I'm happy that you did that.
Thank you.
The second is that going through the CV, fine. And my friend also said because of the SAN thing, that makes it different. I'm not too sure. I think what makes the difference is that you have been involved with all the efforts, or some of the efforts, to reform the Electoral Act in a way that will be more transparent and will give Nigerians greater confidence in the electoral process. That for me, that your previous involvement as an independent, as a Nigerian, with the knowledge of law, that for me makes you outstanding compared to those who are not lawyers who have been there before. And I think even those ones, they deserve some commendation. Because between the do or die president and the one that said the blood of a Nigerian is not worth his office, we have made some progress. That said, you mentioned that you were part of those who drafted the law, amendment, electoral amended the Electoral Act, which former, now late President Muhammadu Buhari declined to accept. For the benefit of hindsight now, if you were to look at that law, does it merit the accent of the president? And if so, why? What were the new innovations that were in that act that was vetoed? The use of lecturers. Your predecessors introduced the use of lecturers as collation officers. And I think it was based on some assumption that to be in academic as people from ivory towers, you will be free from the day-to-day biases of the ordinary man. From what we have seen, including the fact that in Edo State, 1 or 2 lecturers have been convicted for changing 100 to 1,100. And this person has a doctorate degree. So given some of the evidences that you have reviewed in court, even if you were not involved in those cases, but you review superior court decisions, do you still hold the view that you will continue with this tradition in the face of the current evidence? Last one, an experience we had in Edo State. Because the Senate President said we should speak from our own experiences, where the chairman of a political party, a party that is dying now, his wife was a director or heading ICT unit of INEC in a state, and the husband being PDP, being chairman of a party, but if the truth be told, being PDP wife, the wife of PDP chairman, the husband was always boasting that the wife will supply information that will enable them deal with the issue of accreditation. Will you be able, as you have said, as you have assured us earlier, in course of your doing audit and review of what has happened, make a policy that seeks to say that if you are a spouse of a politician, you cannot be given appointment, particularly a sensitive appointment in INEC, so that it doesn't become a family affair. That's the last point I'd like to make. Otherwise, from all that you have said, your comportment, the way you present your issues, I am clear that you are mentally allowed to deal with all the issues. The only mistake you made, which I mentioned to my people here, we were gossiping, where you seek to compare just weather with the English weather. Just weather is perfect, English weather is not. If they say you are like an English weather, it means you are not reliable. English weather is not as good as just weather.
Thank you, thank you. Senator Shehu Boba, please sit back. But Prof, as I promised you, I'll hand this paper over to you. What will be your reaction to a situation where the Supreme Court delivers a judgment on a matter and litigants go to the lower court to go and direct INEC to disobey Supreme Court judgment? Can you make use of the Electoral Act that empowers INEC to review results that have no foundation before declaration of the final results? This is coming from Senator Ome. I'll give it to you so that it will be part of your working document as you go. We don't expect any answer because we have closed that session. The other question is from distinguished Senator Plan. He's saying, will you consider adopting an insurance policy for ad hoc staff? Probably they largely use NYSC members because of insecurity and past experiences where most of them lost their lives in the course of conducting election in some parts of the country. Will you consider ensuring that you put in place an insurance policy for those ad hoc staff so that their death will not be in vain, and their families will probably get something from INEC, as it may never compensate for loss of life, but at least as a recognition of their sacrifice. This is coming from the Senior Senator Plank. No, not now. It's for a part of his working document. From the Senior Senator Akpabio, most critical aspects in the electoral process is the collation of results. And the most sensitive collation is the collation of results across 176,974 polling units across 8,809 wards, which happens concurrently at the end of votings. What initiatives do you propose to deploy to safeguard the integrity of this collation process, which is very sensitive? Senator Akpabio. So, just before you depart, we realized there was a slight omission, that there was no word from your state or your senatorial district. So I'd like to give 1 minute for the senatorial district that you come from to thank the Senate for spending almost 3 hours with their son. And who is the senator from Kogi representing you? Do you know him? Who is that?
Distinguished Senator Sunday Karimi.
So Sunday Karimi
is already up.
Please thank the Senate for spending all this time.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Again for this opportunity. I want to start with the last question, which was framed for the Senate President. That has to do with the registration and thumb printing at the local government. Beyond just decentralizing, I want to look at a situation where we can even use technology to eliminate some of those encumbrances that have been encountered in relation to the voters' registration. So if we have a supportive technology, we'll be able to deal with that. But if there are no technologies for that, we can't talk of decentralizing. That is not a problem, but we can use technology to avoid all these problems. Now, adverting to the question raised by distinguished Senator Oshimole, that whether the spouse of a party official will continue to function and hold sensitive position in INEC, or whether he should even hold any position at all. I want to say that, consistent with the principle of natural justice, where there is likelihood of bias, not just that there is bias, likelihood, it can be flagged to INEC, and INEC would take appropriate decision on that. The issue of whether we should continue to use lecturers or university dons for collation, I want to, with respect, say I may not be in a position now until I look at the various referendum and reports of the elections and whether we have options. What are the options? You weigh it, and then you will be able to come to a decision. If we have a better option, we can pursue that. I believe that those are the two issues that are outstanding. Okay, about the 2018 electoral amendment, I want to say that most of the issues that were raised there
Prof, there is a point of order, so please stop. Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President, sitting as chair. Very distinguished colleagues. I'm rising pursuant to Order 8 sub 3 of our rules to seek for extension of time to enable us to sit beyond 3 p.m. to be able to conclude on our proceedings that is ongoing. I so move, Mr. President.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, I support the motion that pursuant to relevant sections of our rules that we extend the time beyond 3 o'clock to enable us conclude the activities of the day. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in support that time be extended beyond 3 p.m. to enable us conclude, say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prof, continue.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Senate President, distinguished senators. The last point I was going to make is in relation to the amendment of 2018. And I dare say that most of the recommendations in the 2018 have been adopted, some in the 2022 Electoral Act. And some of our recommendations had even been improved upon by the 2022 Act. But the amendment of the Electoral Act will continue to be a continuous process, working with the Senate and the National Assembly. Thank you very much, sir, Your Excellency.
Thank you.